All right, it was good to have a week off and rest our bodies, get some guys back healthy. They've been banged up through that 9-game stretch, and I feel like we're getting back to that. Look, we understand how important these last 3 games are, this stretch. And it starts off with Old Dominion. They're a very good football team, still the same football team that beat Virginia Tech by 14 points. They're very dangerous, and they can beat anybody in the conference any given week. And so we understand it'll be a great challenge for us, but our guys are excited to get back out and really focus and lock in on making sure we maximize our opportunities this week. We have a lot to play for, and we understand that the next 3 weeks. And the exciting thing is I still don't feel like we've reached our full potential as a football team on all 3 phases together, and it's really exciting to see what we can achieve once we do, reach those goals of playing all 3 phases for 4 quarters. And we got to make sure we finish stronger here this second half, or this last 3 games, than we did in some of our previous games. So with that, again, we're excited about the opportunity this week, and I'll open it up.
What went into making it a productive bye week for y'all? Just what went into?
Well, as you go through the season, the more practice time you get, you're starting to have to cut time, and at times you're trying to keep guys healthy and keep guys fresh, so some of your fundamental periods kind of get away. So going back to the basics, going back to fundamentals, I've said it, just getting back to a reset button. All right, let's go back from just running our normal stuff and making sure we get good reps and our fundamentals are good. And then it also gave us an opportunity to get a head start on Old Dominion.
Do you have any updates on Nick Smith, TJ Tualo, and Taylor Robinson, who didn't?
Yeah, I think those guys are again getting back healthier. This past week was good for those men, and they've been working hard along with our trainers of making sure they're as close to 100% as we can get them at game time. But I feel pretty good at where they're all at.
Old Dominion offense averaging over 27 points a game. Just what have you seen from them and how they approach games and their style of offense?
Yeah, they're explosive. I mean, I feel like I think they have great skills. Their receivers they got 3 big time receivers that are definitely playmaking guys. I mean, they have that ability, and I think their quarterback's come in. He's throwing the ball very well. He's managing the game very well. They're good up front. Their offensive line, they're big, physical, and they protect the quarterback pretty well. And so, I think they've kind of found their rhythm, what their strengths are throughout the season. You can really tell as the season goes on, they get better and better with what they're trying to get accomplished.
You mentioned that they beat Virginia Tech, but I kind of been a little bit all over the place. I mean, what is it about these guys that enabled them to pull off that type of win?
Oh, they're very talented. Again, I think they have, 3 very, very good receivers on the perimeter that can make plays. I think, again, their quarterback's doing a good job managing the game for them, and he's come in and done an exceptional job. Defensively, they're talented there as well. I mean, they probably have one of the top DNs in this league. I mean, he's explosive. He has great quick twitch. He's long. He plays relentless, plays very hard. And so, again, they got the ability any given week to beat anybody.
Mason can become the all-time leading passer in program history this week, and that seems like a pretty big milestone for anybody that's playing in a program that's been around for that long. Can you just talk about how special that is for somebody to
Yeah, that's special, and I think it's a great accomplishment. And I would say that as much work as he put in, and he has put in, obviously you love seeing that for great players and also great players that are even better teammates and better people. So it's an exciting accomplishment, and but a lot of those things like that, like we talk to our team, a lot of that's team-based too. You don't have the opportunities to break all those records without a lot of people doing their jobs up front, protection, receivers catching balls. So I think a lot of it, as you break records, some of it, a lot of it's team-based as well. And I think at the end of the day, that'll be a great accomplishment and something that he can really look back on after the season. And that's kind of what we all have to do.
Does he just continue to grind? It seems like he's so relentless in his pursuit of being a great player. Is that part of what's helped him come with you?
Yeah, it's just his mentality. He wants to be great. He wants everybody around him to be great, and you know, he has high expectations and hold himself to high standards, and making sure that he's going to first hold himself accountable. And I think other guys around him see that and understand the work he puts in, and he's relentless now. I mean, he's one of those special guys that, you know, average is not good enough.
Is that going to help set the tone for the entire program when you have a quarterback that, with that kind of mentality, and sets that kind of example?
Yeah, that's what I mean, especially offensively, you can get that guy, quarterback, you know, to be a great leader, guys that, a man that everybody wants to follow. You know, that's when you're probably pretty special. It's hard to win football games without a great quarterback in these days.
What are his film study habits like?
He puts a lot of work in. Not only throughout the week, but on his off week, he's a film junkie, you know, and he's going to always go up there and try to find different ways to improve and get better. And it's not only in the film room, the things he does off the field and in the weight room, second to none. I mean, on this football team, I think he's very driven, and so that's every day now. He's relentless with it.
It seemed like you had high expectations when he came in here, just because of what he accomplished in high school. But as he approaches this market, has he even exceeded your expectations of what was possible for him?
I wouldn't say he exceeded my expectation. I had high expectations for him, and a lot of it was due just to his mentality. I mean, again, just being around him, you know, he has a knack for drawing people to him, you know, and getting up guys around him to play at a high level. And, you know, again, I think he's a special player, and again, everybody on this team loves him, and there's a reason for that. The amount of work he puts in, the type of teammate he is, he's very humble and very driven, and you know, I think that rubs off on other guys.
How would you describe your relationship with Coach Graham Harrell, and especially like you're off this week, what's happening up on the plane? Was there any friendly trash talk this week too?
But I'm sorry, I can't hear you. You have to speak up a little bit.
Your relationship with Coach Graham Harrell, and especially with like Oklahoma and the type of playing this weekend, is there any friendly trash talk this week?
No, we're more we got to focus in on our jobs right now. You know, it's funny in this profession, as you're in it and you're getting through the grind of a season. Look, we don't have many opportunities to watch other college games. You know, and especially, you know, have played a lot of night games, so you're getting home and you just don't have those opportunities. You're focused in and worried about what we need to accomplish every week. But our relationship's great. Graham and I, we've gone back a long way, and you know, I think he's a great coach, great friend, and you know, I think very highly of him. No trash talk on that game, though.
One of the young guys that's gotten a lot of time throughout the season is Jacob Brammer. Have you seen him develop as he's gone through this year, where he started for, you know, at least part of the year?
Yeah, he has, and again, he has a long way to come, and all those guys do. Those young old linemen, I feel I'm very excited about them. They have a very high ceiling, and he's working hard. You know, he's still kind of learning and getting in the speed of the game as he goes in there. But when we have put him in there, at times he looks really, really good. You know, and just some of the little technique issues that we all struggle with at that young age, you know, gets him at times, but he's going to work at it. He is extremely tough kid. He's very physical, especially in the run game, and I'm very excited about him. And again, that young O-line group that, you know, Manasseh is doing unbelievable. I think week in and week out he's been very consistent. Parrish has practiced really well. All those young O-linemen, I feel really good about our future with that group.
Does he just need to get bigger? Is that?
Yeah, he's just light right now. You know, he needs to, again, you know, getting those guys and trying to develop them. You know, it's never, you know, it depends on, you know, the player, but you want those guys to have that red shirt year and, you know, come in and play and help you compete. You know, their freshman year, really their sophomore year, just getting those guys bigger and stronger. That's one of those positions that it's hard as a true freshman. You know, we come in at 250, 55 pounds. We're just trying to put weight on you and trying to build your muscle mass. And, you know, so he still has a long way to go. He's got to put that on, and he's got to do a great job this offseason in the weight room. I know Coach Womack will be very excited to get his hands on him and get him rolling in that department, and along with Parrish, you know, still continues to need to put on that weight and that strength, and that's a position you're playing against grown men each and every week. You got to you know, continue to develop and mature at that position.
What is it you guys like about him as a player?
He's tough. There's one thing, he's tough. He has a great mentality. He loves to be physical. You know, and he is very athletic, as you see this past week. You know, getting him out on the perimeter was good, and he did a great job. He's athletic enough to be able to, you know, get on guys and cover them up. But again, you know, I think he has a bright future.
How important is the development of him in a season you're going to lose both of your starting tackles?
Yeah, it's huge. It's important to develop all those guys, especially up front. You know, we'll lose 2 key positions up front, and we have to have guys step up, step in, and make sure that you know, we play at a high level. It all starts up front.